What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 2 of our Pokemon Sword and Shield Ultimate walkthrough. In the previous video, we started off our adventure. We chose our starter Pokemon Grookey, we battled Hop twice, and we arrived in the wild area. We've just decided to trade an Eevee for a Piplup. We did do a whole bunch of training in the wild area off camera and caught a whole bunch of new Pokemon. So this is how our team is currently looking. We're definitely going to be making some more changes to our team, but I'm pretty happy with the amount of Pokemon that we have caught. You can definitely find some really cool Pokemon in the wild areas, so I do recommend that you take some time and explore the wild areas thoroughly. The wild area is pretty big. You can still head over to the east or west and explore more of the wild area. So that's what we are going to do in today's video. We're going to explore the wild area and then try and make our way to the next town. In the previous video, Professor Magnolia gave us a Dynamax band and also some wishing stars, so we can actually use Dynamax now. And if you're exploring the area and you see the little stone well, those are actually areas where you can battle Dynamax Pokemon, so we haven't done that yet. I first want to try and train up my team a little bit more. There are 1 or 2 little side quests that we can do in the wild area. So we just met a man who was looking for his Mudstail. He said he's lost it. So we're going to try and find Mudstail and help him get his Pokemon back. Here, this little stony area to the south, that is a Dynamax den. So you can go take on a Dynamax Pokemon there if you're brave enough. But we have found Mudstail and it's at level 20. I wasn't sure if we had to catch it or just defeat it, so I was trying to weaken it in order to catch it to return it to the guy, but it turns out you just have to defeat it. So don't worry about trying to catch it, just try and knock it out. Level 20 is pretty crazy for this early on in the game, so it did take a lot of Pokemon in our team to try and knock it out. But you do get a lot of experience from it, so keep that in mind. Try and keep a lot of your Pokemon in your team alive, and then a lot of them will get experience from the experience share. In Pokemon Sword and Shield Ultimate Plus, you can buy pretty much any item from the Pokemarts right off the bat, so that is a nice little change. And you can also trade for a lot of the starter Pokemon in the beginning of the game. So if there are any starter Pokemon that you want from any of the gens, you can most likely find someone that's willing to make a trade for you early on. I think we've already found 4 or 5 people that are willing to trade for a starter Pokemon. We just traded our Eevee for Piplup, and you can also get Cyndaquil and a whole bunch of others. We defeated the Mudstail and returned it to its trainer, and the trainer rewarded us with a Z-Power ring. So we can actually use Z-Power moves, which is going to be really fun to test out. But we're exploring some of the rest of the wild area. There are a couple awesome items to pick up. We just picked up a lucky egg, so we're going to put that onto one of our Pokemon. That should allow it to gain a bit of extra experience. So I think we should just put it on Eevee. I've got no idea who we should evolve Eevee into. If you guys have any recommendations, please let us know. I was thinking perhaps Glaceon or Flareon, but I'm so undecided. So if you guys let me know, that will help make up my mind. But it looks like we have explored most of the area here. We just haven't tested out the stone Dynamax dens yet. And we saw a Vespiquen floating around here in the grass, so I thought let's try and battle it. It's not often you come across a wild Vespiquen. I think they're quite rare to find, and you can only evolve the honeycomb Pokemon into a Vespiquen if it's a female. So we've caught Vespiquen and we're going to return back to the main wild area. And now we're going to try and head to the western side. I believe the western side is the wild area too, so we quickly just stopped off at the nurse to heal up our Pokemon, and now we are ready to continue exploring. There is a guy here selling a whole bunch of different Pokeballs, so you might want to stock up on some of those. Quick balls are always useful. But we've just encountered a Growlithe, a fire-type Pokemon. I think that's the only type that we are really in need of at the moment. So we're going to try and catch Growlithe. I'm not sure what fire type we're going to use in our team. We are going to have to see what fire types we encounter and decide if we're going to evolve Eevee into Flareon. It looks like our Eevee wants to evolve into Sylveon already, so we are going to cancel that. We've also just picked up a fish fossil. I'm not sure what that's about or what Pokemon will come from there. There is a Dynamax down there to take on too, but we're gonna give it a miss until our team is a little bit stronger. And we head up north and we have arrived in Motostoke City. So this is a beautiful city. It does look quite big. There's lots for us to do and explore. We'll see if there's any gym to take on in Motostoke, but I don't think there is. I think it's in the next town. This game does follow the Sword and Shield storyline pretty accurately, so you're going to come across the same towns and characters and gym leaders, so I can't wait to test out our team. There are loads of little side quests and side battles as well, which is a nice touch. So if you don't want to just continue with the main storyline, you can try and do some of these little side quests. But it looks like Snorlax is blocking the path to the west. We can't head over there yet. And there are a couple houses for us to explore. The third house on the top, there's a trainer that wants to do a one-on-one battle, but her Pokemon is really tough. I think she's got a level 20 or 25 Altaria. So you want to make sure your Pokemon are at least around level 25 before trying to take on that trainer. And here we have finally found Top at the Motostoke Stadium. He tells us that the Pokemon League ceremony is going to begin tomorrow. He tells us that we should go and book in at the hotel. We're just registering for the ceremony now at the office at the stadium. I can't wait to see what the Pokemon League ceremony is like. But now that we have explored that, it looks like there's also a Snorlax blocking the other side. We take an elevator down and chat to a few random trainers, but it looks like we are back to where we started. There's 2 or 3 little houses here left to explore, and then we would have explored everything. There is a trainer that gave us a Rockruff, which is a really cool Pokemon, so that was a nice gift. I wasn't expecting that so early on. But now that we've explored everything that there is to explore in Motostoke, we're going to head to the Badoo drop-in where we can stay for the night. We enter and Sonia is here with Hop. So we're going to go and check into our room, but it looks like there are some villains here. Sonia also gives us a bit of information on the history of Galar, which is pretty interesting. But we go and try and register, and it looks like some of the Team Yell Grunts want to battle us. They're causing all kinds of problems here at the hotel. So we're going to battle them and take them on and teach them a lesson or two. The first Team Yell Grunts just has a level 9 Zigzagoon, which we knock out really easily. But then his friend wants to take us on as well, so we are happy to oblige. He sends out a level 9 Nickit, which we also knock out easily. After defeating him, the 2 remaining Yell Grunts chime in and they want to do a double battle. So luckily Hop comes to back us and we take on the 2 remaining Team Yell Grunts. They both have a level 9 Nickit, so a really easy battle. We knock them out and Hop and I have taught them a thing or two. Marnie rushes over and tells them to get out of here. So we register finally and we are able to spend the night in the hotel and get some rest. The next morning, Hop is waiting for us and we can actually head on to the Pokemon League ceremony. Chairman Rose is here as well as all the other main characters and gym leaders from Galar. So now is your chance to see all of them and you can see what type of Pokemon they use. A really cool touch to the game. But now that the ceremony is over, we head over to the west and it looks like the Snorlax has moved. And we catch up with Hop and he wants to have one more battle. So I suppose the more battle experience and training, the better. It looks like Hop's also got 3 Pokemon now. So the first Pokemon he sends out is a level 11 Wooloo. Our groupie knocked it out. But his next Pokemon is a Rookidee, which is at level 12. That's his latest new Pokemon. Rookidee is an absolute weapon. Its final evolution is Corviknight, which is one of the strongest flying types in my opinion. We have just knocked out Rookidee and Sobble and defeated Hop once again, so that was a fun little battle. But in the next episode, I'm hoping to reach the next town and take on the first gym leader and perhaps even a Dynamax battle, so do stay tuned for that. We're going to end things off here. Thanks for watching.